Hey Terica, I heard that you needed instructions on how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. With a grilled cheese sandwich, there are 3 main ingredients. You have the bread, you have the cheese, and you have butter. My cheese is pre-cut, a little TV magic. You filming me cutting the cheese?
Yes, it's a very important process.
This is a pre-video. I was hoping to do it where we don't have to edit it. Well, I got TV magic over here. And I got a few slices of cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese you want to eat. Here in America, we got cheese blocks. And so I just cut some cheese. And the bread is not super important either. You can use any kind of bread you have. We have 12 grain. Good bread. Now, there are a couple important things that you need to know when preparing for your grilled cheese. If you notice, my burner here, I have my nice pan. You can use any pan really, but you want it on like a medium to medium high heat. My stove is 9 settings and I have mine on 7, and it's been preheating for a couple minutes. You want to preheat your pan for a couple minutes before you start making your grilled cheese. Why is this important? Because if it's too hot, your bread, it's going to burn, it's going to toast too quickly, and your cheese isn't going to melt. It's important that you want it to be low enough for your cheese to melt while the bread is toasting. If it's too high, you're just going to get burnt bread and no melted cheese. Now, here's a tip that I'll give you. I took my butter straight from the fridge, and it's solid. You can't spread it. It's hard to spread. It doesn't want to spread. What you can do, what I like to do, is put the butter in the pan, and then you put the bread right on top of it. You swirl it around. Swirl the bread with the butter, and now you got buttered bread. If you don't have butter, you can probably use oil. It's probably fine. Or if you don't want any of the additional fat, you don't have to. But once you put that bread, the first slice of bread down, you want to start putting your cheese chunks or cheese slices, or you can even use shredded cheese, is fine. You want to just start layering. I have 6 pieces, it looks like. I like putting, if I accidentally cut it too fat, I like the fattest parts in the middle, so it doesn't necessarily go over. All right. Put your top bread on over your cheese, and now we're just waiting for the bread. So this is going to take a minute. So let me grab I have a nice flippery, it's not super important how sturdy your spatula is, or where I come from, we just call them flippers, because they flip. It's a Minnesota thing, Midwest thing. So you don't...
Never heard that before in my life.
Call it flipper. We also call the TV remote the clicker.
I've also never heard that in my life.
It's my family just doesn't know. Maybe it's a North Dakota thing. My North Dakota family. While you're waiting, you can go ahead and wrap up the ingredients you're not using. Put them back in the fridge. Put them away. You know, you don't need them. You're done. Dude, you know, a little multitasking. Look at this. You're doing great. And if you want, if you're unsure, you know, you can peek under the hood here. If you want to peek just a little bit, you know, because as you are grilling the cheese, it's called grilled cheese, you don't want to lift the whole thing up, because the top bread is keeping the heat in, because it helps the cheese melt faster. You know what? I realized I wasn't done with the butter. I'm going to need another slice. There we go. Need another slice of butter. Oh, baby. And I can hear it sizzling a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check underneath Oh, baby, you're gonna love this. Okay, so I'm ready to flip, but I want to put my second pat of butter down. Flip. Look at that. Look at that crust. Look at that nice crust. So beautiful. And then we're just gonna, remember we're doing our swirling technique, so we're just gonna swirl the bread. If you don't want to swirl, you can just, you can just spread your butter. See. But we're just gonna wait. This time we'll probably have to wait less amount of time. While we're waiting, we can get out our plates. Sorry, just one plate. It's one sandwich. And we'll just wait for that bottom to be toasted. Yeah. And it's hard to lift up the sandwich without getting, the cheese underneath, so that cheese is starting to melt. Okay, so I just want to remember the tip of a low, medium to medium high heat. You don't want to high heat. You don't want to burn your bread. That's very important. That's the most important part of a grilled cheese, is not burning the bread before you melt the cheese. It's really, really important here. Ooh. I'm just going to check underneath. We're almost done. And at this point, I'm going to turn off the stove, just because I have a nice pan that holds the heat in, so I can afford to just turn it off right before it's done. All right, and we'll flip it over just to check the other side. It looks good. So we're gonna plate our meal here. And now the most important thing after plating, after the grilled cheese is done, is how to cut the grilled cheese. Some people like it this way. I don't think anybody likes it that way. But if you want a classic grilled cheese, classic American grilled cheese, you cut diagonally. All right, now Haim is gonna come in close, zoom in close for the
inauguration of the cheese.
The side shot here. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow!
There it is. An American style grilled cheese. Oh my god. It tastes like heaven. It's so good. The bread is like perfectly crisp. The cheese melted inside. I'm so happy I got to share this recipe with you, and I hope you will share with me pictures of the ones you make. Thank you. Bye.